Hey guys, how's it going? Michael Troy here. I'm super excited about today's episode. We are looking at the Megaton Archives Volume 1, the new trade collection from Image Comics by Gary Carlson and friends. It is so good. I cannot wait to share it with you. So subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Hit that like button and let's get right into it. Check out this great cover from Butch Weiss. Butch would work with Gary on Megaton like briefly and then be scooped up by Marvel for Micronauts. A lot of the artists that Gary Carlson worked with in the early day would quickly go to work for Marvel and DC, which is a testament to Gary's eye for talent and also a testament to him for giving people like a chance to sort of work out their art and get published and get seen before moving on to the big two. And Gary also had the audacity to pay his artists. Imagine that. This is such a fun collection. We open to this gorgeous Erik Larsen illustration. I think that Erik's been coloring like his Vanguard stories and putting them in the back of Dragon lately. So that's kind of fun. Erik's like branched out into coloring and his coloring is freaking amazing. He's coloring his Ant comic book and it looks really great. We have Megaton, Vanguard, Berserker, and Frank Fosco's creation, Ethrian, has some amazing art in here. This is like such a great director's cut too. It collects all the original black and white issues. Plus there's like some, outtakes, unseen art, and a very heavy director's commentary from Gary Carlson, which I truly enjoyed. Like it is such a great glimpse into the history of Megaton. Look at all these great covers. Vanguard, I mean, this is like a famous one here. Is this the first appearance of Dragon? Maybe. I don't know. It had early appearances by Youngblood, prompting Rob Liefeld to call Gary the grandfather of Image Comics, a name that he's sort of had for many years and a good one to boot. When Image Comics started, Erik and Rob did give Gary the opportunity to publish his Big Bang Comics there. And there were some crossovers and different things like the Vanguard miniseries and stuff, which I hope they are doing a collection of. That would be so amazing. Mike GUSTOVICH, Butch Weiss. I mean, one of Gary's talents was like finding up and coming talent and having the audacity to pay them for their work, which is kind of unheard of in the indie scene. Paying like $20 a page, not that much. So when they would get scooped up and offered better jobs by Marvel, Gary was happy to give his blessing and let them go. Look at this amazing early art. Like it is like I feel like Big Bang is like definitely having something of a comeback. With this Megaton collection, it's very exciting. Big Bang is continued to be published through Indie Planet. Chris Ecker just launched a new Night Watchman miniseries, the first issue of which is totally amazing. They have like their Big Bang like adventures, and also, especially if you watch my channel, you know that we have a Big Bang treasury size anthology Kickstarter launching at the end of the week. I'm super excited about that. It is going to be so amazing. I've been aware of Big Bang for a long time, but obviously just like did the deep dive on this universe more recently. And it is so amazing, as you can see by all these great pages in here. The early art is just so good. And I feel like it's almost like a best kept secret. Like, look at this. Like, the lush, gorgeous, like, just art is just so amazing. Like there are so many good artists all over this. Like Mike GUSTOVICH, Justice Machine. I mean, he did work for DC and Marvel as well. But there are so many like this is like a slice of history for sure. Like to be able to see like the early work of a lot of these artists who would go on to like real comic legendary status. Berserker. Like this art is just so good. I mean, it's almost like, like Bollywood, like EC Comics quality. I feel like I can't imagine, like, at the time, for indie comics, this must have been, like, very, very high quality, obviously. Story and concept, Gary Carlson. Art and plot, Erik Larsen. Inks, Sam De La Rosa. And letters, Chris Ecker. Chris Ecker, what do you call it? Gary's partner in Big Bang Comics and co-conspirator over the years. Amazing artist, great writer, and really bitchin' letterer, too. This is interesting. This looks like it might have been used for something else later in Erik Larsen's DC Comics career. I don't know. That looks so familiar to me for some reason. I love Vanguard. Vanguard's such a great character. He needs a comeback. Like, a lot of these characters need, like, new stories, like Berserker, for sure. Like, how do you sit on a character like Berserker? He is so cool. Speaking of Chris Ecker, here's some art by Chris Ecker. I love a good cityscape in a comic book. Like, it seems like such a classic trope of comic books. Um, I think it's also interesting to note that it was such a great choice to make Megaton, like, African American at a time when, you know, inclusion wasn't, like, really a priority for the comic industry at the time. Um, E3, this is like Frank Fosco's sci-fi contribution to the Megaton Anthology, and it is so cool and moody. I am a fan for sure. I feel like I like wasn't overly familiar with him, although I do think he did do like a Vanguard series or something that I remember. I don't know, but you know, he's definitely a name in the biz and a talent for sure. You know, in the beginning, like, well, all throughout, like, Megaton and Big Bang, Gary kind of had, like, mostly all the characters were his properties, but sometimes he would, like, collaborate with other creators, and, you know, their characters would make it into his anthologies, and, of course, everybody got to keep their own properties. I think that's how it worked, I'm pretty sure. It is so fun to see, like, all these old art and the outtakes. You know, Gary is such a great writer. I really love his writing. It has such an accessibility to it. He really understands how to make a comic book story work, and it all just makes sense and just like flows so nicely. And it's no surprise to find out that, you know, he was an aspiring artist, and here's some of his early character designs and stuff. I think that is so cool. I love seeing that. I'm so glad it's in here. These are like the 2 pages he did for like some sort of high school or college assignment. I think it was college, but like to make a comic book story. And how fun is that? Like manifestation fulfillment, right? But as you can see, I mean, well, the storytelling is good and the art is super fun. You know, this is no Angel Medina, right? Anyway, that's a cool pinup from Erik Larsen. Erik, I don't know if Erik designed Berserker, but I know he did the logo for sure. So, I mean, this art is just so cool. I love it. I'm glad that there's like a color. The covers are in color though. That's, you know, and then there's like little stories about the history, publication history. This great, amazing pinup of Megaton Man Meets Megaton by Don Simpson. Let's see. Special announcement. I'm actually going to include this in the new Big Bang treasury size. I'm going to color it, fulfilling my fantasy of getting to color something by Don Simpson that would actually be published. And kind of, Don and Gary both gave their permission to use this, and I just think it'll be fun to include it. Like, it is so cool. I mean, it is a little confusing. There were a lot of things with Megaton in the title back in the day, right? Um, this is fun, too. I love seeing the early work of Erik Larsen. The Sam Granger inks are kind of fun, too. Like, very different from Larsen, what he would do it himself, and, you know, obviously different from what Larsen would evolve into. But I love seeing early work by, you know, some of your favorite creators and seeing, like, the fact that, like, there is so much there already. Like, the storytelling is just so good. And I don't know, it's just really fun and engaging. And, you know, here we go. A 2-page spread, which would, I feel, become, like, one of Larsen's signatures over the years for sure. Like, very few people do a 2-page spread like Erik Larsen. And it is so fun. I cannot wait to see these in color. He's been sharing them like on his Facebook page and stuff like that. So hopefully they will be in the back of Dragon, because as fun as black and white is, sometimes it's fun to see superhero comics in color, right? I don't know if like that, that might have been a slight Achilles heel for Megaton and Big Bang Comics, because in the bright world of superhero comic books, it's hard to be black and white, I guess. But with art as gorgeous as this, definitely pulled it off. And this is like so good. I think this is Clark Hamaker. Like, what a revelation for me in this book. I really love his style. It's sort of like Neil Adams, like a little photorealistic in some situations, and just so gorgeous. Like, look at that. That is so cool. Like, can you believe this was like in an indie comic in the 80s? I mean, oh my gosh. Which arguably had some of the best art anyway. I mean, look how gorgeous this is. S. Clark Hamaker, wow. I mean, this is like actually one of my favorite artists in the whole book. This negative space, this zipatone, like so good. If Megaton has a comeback, I definitely want Hamaker involved. Like, so cool. I wonder if he's still working. It'd be interesting to see, like, research some of these artists. And we know where Erik Larsen went. We know where Rob Liefeld went. But a lot of these amazing artists, I don't know, must have diverged into other artistic career paths or out of comics. I don't know. It'd be kind of fun to find out. But wow, this is just truly gorgeous. Also, I feel the buzz around this is really good. I kind of think that I hope that people were smart enough to order this. God knows, I feel happy and lucky to get my copy. I think that people might be sitting on this or be like, what? And then, like, it'll be sold out and you'll be like, damn, I missed it. I definitely feel, if they didn't print a ton, that this is definitely going to garner, like, a second printing. Because, like, I've never seen, like, a not super excited reaction to this book. So, God knows I had one. Like, I walked into the comic book store and I wasn't exactly sure when it was coming out, but it jumped off the shelf into my hand. Literally. Like, it leapt. Isn't this crazy? Like, this is so crazy, right? Like, who knew? Like, look at all this. Like, it is amazing. Like, Big Bang Megaton is definitely one of the hidden gems of the comic book industry, and we are working on making it no longer the best kept secret. Look at this gorgeous early Erik Larsen pinup. All the action is there. The big signature Larsen fist exploding out of the panel. So amazing. And this, oh, this is funny. Gary, I love Gary's commentary because Gary's very honest too. And I guess Larsen was super pissed when Gary colored this like this and made him all blue, and he was not down for that. So I think that's why Vanguard turned green next issue. Or gray? Is he gray? He's gray. Never mind. Or white. No, he's white. Anyway, oh, that's fun. Larsen homaging himself on that Wizard Ace Megaton edition. I'm so glad, like, that Gary took the time to do all this, like, commentary and director's cut kind of treatment, because it just adds so much to it, because the history is so big and interesting, and just, I also want to point out that, let's see, Gary thanks his wife, Margie, in the front of the book, and that, like, warmed my heart, because, I feel this is a special shout out to comic book wives and husbands who love their spouses for who they are and what they do, and making comics is part of them. Whether they might be comic book people or not, they understand it and support it and help facilitate it. So I think they're just as important, if not more so, than the people who actually bring us the comic books, because you need that kind of support system, especially if you're doing it, like, independently and by yourself. I hope that this is wildly successful. I hope that this kicks off a slew of, like, Big Bang reprints. God knows there's like we need here's my wish list. We need the Vanguard miniseries collection. We need Berserker collection, and then all the Big Bang collection. Like a Big Bang omnibus would be kind of nice, right? I think they have enough for that, for sure. Megaton mini portfolio. I think that might have ran through, like, S. Clark Hawmaker. Oh my gosh, I'm so in love with this art, and I love, if you watch my channel, you know I love a good Zipa so that is so cool. This is so funny, too. I also like Gary Carlson's honesty, so he's like, let's see. In my infinite wisdom, I inked it himself. Gary inks this sketch by Mike GUSTOVICH, and he's so happy with the results that he hires Sam De La Rosa to ink the next issue. I just think that that's kind of funny. Inking is hard, trust me. I'm struggling with it myself right now. E3N, like so good. Like E3N almost needs his own like trade paperback here. I'd love to see that in color, to be honest with you. I think that that would be cool, too, to see. Gary has expressed interest in, like, having all the old Big Bangs, like, colored and collected. That would be such a worthy project. I'm hoping that Big Bang explodes. I'm helping make it explode with my Kickstarter. So you guys need to get on that and be part of it. Like, so fun, right? Megaton, what a great character. Grass Green, he was like a no longer with us, but like such a great contributor to this this Megaton world back in the day. Early Angel Medina, like so good here, right? This is just fun superhero comic books. Like it's just I don't know, you just like a Big Bang Megaton, you just open the book and you're instantly transported to like a fun like this is like the best kind of comic books like that I just love so much. I feel like they're so accessible. Like you can just pick it up and just like not have to worry about understanding what's going on. I think that Gary like I said, is such a good writer and just like understands how comic book stories work. So he makes it so accessible to new readers. It is just so enjoyable. What great art! Like I love seeing these like little pinups and portfolios. Dragon with this little sad mohawk there. Kind of crazy, huh? This is definitely signature Larsen. You know what I mean? Like if the rest looks like a young Larsen, this definitely shows us who Larsen's going to be in that panel there. I feel another amazing, gorgeous double page spread. I just got a glimpse of something that's going to crack me up in a second here. Ronald Reagan, not as scary as I thought it was, but funny nonetheless. This is a thick puppy. Like, how many pages is this? This is 400 and frickin' 64 pages, guys. This is so good. All for 30 bucks. Like, what a bargain, right? Rob Liefeld. I love that. I love Rob Liefeld. I know it is so cliche to say, like, you know, and artists probably hate hearing it, but Rob Liefeld was never better than he was in the beginning, and I love it. Like he had like such an Art Adams influence, and that's just way fun. I just love the early work of so many of these artists. Angel Medina, so good. Tim Zone, that's a name in the industry for sure. So many people would go on to so much greatness from Megaton and Big Bang. So, if nothing else, it was a great springboard. But what a great slice of history here. Wild Man and Rubber Boy versus Snow Fella. You know, I have to say, Grass Green, he was hysterical. You know, Big Bang, Megaton. You know, it's all like comic nostalgia in a sense. That it's so good. Like an evil Frosty the Snowman. I mean, who knew I needed that? And I do. Um, the house ads are also great. Like everything is great about this book, to be honest with you. An unpublished Ethiopian pinup by Angel Medina. Wow, that is truly gorgeous. I love Angel Medina's pencil work. More Angel Medina. Is he mowing the lawn? That is hysterical. I love it. I love a good slice of life thing. I love seeing a superhero doing a regular thing. I feel like that was one of Chris Claremont's strengths in the X-Men, like when they would like play baseball or something like that. I don't know. Or just like using their powers to do something like routine or mundane, like mowing the lawn. Like that's hysterical. Like who wouldn't use their superpowers to mow the lawn? Mowing the lawn sucks. Gordon Purcell, great pinup here. Did I already pass? I think I did. I think there was... I don't know. Anyway. Can you believe how big this book is? Oh my gosh. Berserker 1 is a killer. Coming this spring. Next issue, Ultra Girl is back. Gorgeous, interesting to note. You know, I don't know, like Jackson Weiss has gone by Jackson for many years. He initially used the nickname Butch Weiss, and it's weird. It's hard not to call him Butch. Although I did really know him as Jackson Weiss a lot, you know, like on Flash and Swords of the Swashbucklers. Angel has left the building. Ultiman, one of my favorites. Love him. But that's what I was looking for, the Bill Willingham pinup. So cool. Love Bill Willingham. And although that's a weird tangent with his foot on her boob, right? I just noticed that. Gary Thomas Washington art. I love the art here. This is fun. This is a really fun issue, actually. I've covered some of this. I've been on the Big Bang tip for a while now, and just fun comics. Like, I think fun is like, if I had to use one word to describe Megaton and Big Bang, it would be fun for sure. Just fun, not the for sure. Love this. Love the little random Max Headroom poster in the background. John Thompson, art and letters. Gary Carlson stories. Mike Matthew inks. So much good, solid storytelling and art in here. It's pretty freaking amazing. Classic Ultra Girl pinup by Rob Liefeld. Gorgeous wraparound Megaton cover. It's interesting because this is like an indie comic on like such a professional level. You know what I mean? Like Gary Carlson could have easily like written any comic book for Marvel or DC. Like he's just so diverse and amazing, and we're just like really understands the fundamentals of comic book storytelling, and like so many great artists. So it's weird, like you know, it's interesting to call Gary Carlson the grandfather of Image Comics, because, and I'm so glad that Image published this, because it's like this could so easily be an Image comic book. You know what I mean? This definitely laid the brick for Image Comics, and which makes it just like such an important historical piece of history. I mean, not just because of that, but aside from that, what a great, you know, it's like early appearances in ads, house ads and stuff, but still of, you know, Youngblood. Gary was supposed to publish Youngblood, and obviously that went different, but here we get this little, is this an Ultra Girl story? I see, like, it is so weird to see, like, the aesthetic of Rob Liefeld is so different here. And it is so fun. I just really love seeing this stuff. If you guys are even still here through this video, like, did you pause to order this on Amazon yet, or wherever? Target, I think, has it too. Like, just get this book. Like, it is not gonna be like, I feel like this is gonna be like super expensive. I don't know. Hopefully they overprinted it. Hopefully they'll do another print if people want it. Everyone should own this comic book. It is so good. I love it. I know I'm a little biased, but I don't care. The outtakes, like, so good. Like, if you're gonna do Scrimshaw, I mean, they just did so many things. They were just so diverse and so eclectic and so all over the place. It's just like, this is a treasure trove. It is the gift that just keeps on giving. There's so much goodness here. Um, Lots of great shout outs to so many of the amazing things that occurred during this time. Disco Detective. Oh my gosh, that's freaking amazing. Matt Scott is the disco. Is this like, was this his album or his movie? Oh my gosh, yes. Like, that is so cool. What? That looks straight up like Gladiator. Is it Gladiator? Or is it Berserker? Or is it OMAC? I'm just kidding. That is cool. Who did that? Isn't this like a fun, like, time machine? Like, so cool. Look at this Liefeld page. It's so good. I love it. And these, like, early pages. There's so much goodness all over this book. I cannot even believe it. Like, I could look at this for hours and hours and hours and hours. And it would literally will take that long to read the whole thing cover to cover. Um, Interesting to see the first glimpse of Youngblood and how much they would change. Thumbelino, I think she wound up being a villain in X-Force or something, right? Calcor. Zalcor, the human cat. Oh my gosh, like, so good. Like, isn't it just crazy? I love seeing the art of Gary Carlson here too. So fun. Thunder. I feel thunder. I see thunder. Hear thunder. It's such a great, like, glimpse. Sorry, I spaced out. Anyway, the story continued. The story goes on that Megaton would become Big Bang when Chris and Ecker and Gary's partner, and he decided to focus on the Golden and Silver Age characters, and that's kind of where we are today. This is such a beautiful book, you guys. You have to get it. I'll put a little preview of my colored pinup by Don Simpson at the end of the video to remind you to get on that Kickstarter that starts July 15th. The new Big Bang is coming. Big Bang is back in a big way, celebrating 40 years of indie comics goodness, spawning the careers of many great artists. It is such a great book. Thank you, Gary Carlson, for giving us this beautiful treasure trove of history. It is amazing. Cannot wait to see what the future holds for Big Bang and Megaton. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Hit that like button, and I will bring you more soon.